Did Kody Brown attend college? Viewers of Sister Wives seek information. Kody lacks a college degree. He undertook a 2-year mission for the LDS Church prior to marrying his first wife, Mary Brown. He subsequently entered into a spiritual marriage with his second wife, Janelle, along with 2 additional wives, Christine and Robin. Kody divorced Mary in 2014 and thereafter entered into a legal marriage with Robin. He is now spiritually divorced from Janelle and Christine. Certain viewers of Sister Wives expressed confusion over Kody's assertion that he lost his virginity in college during season 19. Kody asserted that he had concealed it from 2 of his spouses, but disclosed it to Mary and Robin. "Would you like to hear the most astonishing aspect?" he stated. "I had a romantic partner during my college years. It was a brief liaison. I exhibited mischievous behavior, influenced by my beliefs. I experienced a relationship in college during which I lost my virginity. It was profoundly distressing and terrible for me," he elaborated. "In the church I attended, purity was paramount. It appears as though you are striving to regain it. Only Mary and Robin were aware, as I do not believe I ever developed sufficient intimacy with Christine and Janelle to confide in them. Robin discovered it during the initial month of our acquaintance. I felt secure." However, in previous seasons of Sister Wives, Kody asserted that he did not attend college while accompanying one of his children on a college tour. Kody confessed to fabricating details of his former relationships, suggesting that this may be yet another exaggerated narrative from the polygamist. In the season 19 tell-all, he informed host Sukanya Krishnan that he had fabricated his relationships with Mary, Christine, and Janelle on the show by asserting that he never loved them. "Mary and I, in our early days, were considerably more secure with one another," he stated. "It has been a considerable duration since I acknowledged that I was genuinely vulnerable with Mary. I suppose I simply outgrew it. It signifies that Mary and I commenced positively. This signifies that I have been foolish and resentful regarding my assertions that I was never in love with her. I must be honest and acknowledge that I did love her," he continued. "We were in love, and we were intimate partners. Love perishes from countless minor grievances." He also responded to his prior assertions that he never loved Christine and Janelle. "I cannot ascertain the specific state of mind I was in, apart from being exceedingly angry, yet I cherished all 3 of them," he said. "I cherished each one." Nonetheless, the Sister Wives season 19 tell-all special subjected Kody Brown to unprecedented scrutiny. The reality star's consistent evasion of nearly all inquiries, coupled with his ex-wives, Mary, Janelle, and Christine Brown, revealing his mistreatment of them, indicates that the Brown family patriarch has significant reparative efforts ahead. Regrettably, his habitual deflection of accountability has reached a level that appears deliberate, and Janelle's recent disclosures seem to corroborate this notion. Kody's favoritism towards his youngest wife, Robin Brown, has been a long-standing source of controversy. Following the complete disintegration of his plural family, his former partners are now unreserved in their candidness. In the Sister Wives season 19 tell-all part 2, Janelle confronted Kody's vehement rejection of inquiries posed by host Sukanya Krishnan. Janelle asserts that Kody's conduct much exceeds his typical avoidant tendencies, and she believes it is a facade intended to safeguard Robin. Janelle, married to the reality star for almost 29 years, asserts that Kody's progressively erratic behavior is a deliberate tactic to divert attention from his remaining spouse. During her conversation with Suki, Janelle suggested that Kody was prepared to compromise his own reputation to safeguard Robin. The autonomy of the Brown family patriarch's actions is questionable. The former sister wife introduced an additional dimension to her hypothesis, asserting that this is part of Robin's strategy to preserve her reputation as the exemplary spouse. Janelle believes that Robin is orchestrating Kody's actions and pushing him to assume all the responsibility, while diminishing her own involvement in the disintegration of their multiple family. The TLC star designated this hypothesis as the gospel according to Janelle, and remarked that it was yet another of Robin's strategies to alienate Kody from his former spouses and their offspring. Fans observed similar behavior during the COVID-19 pandemic when Robin abruptly expressed anxiety on her quarantine regulations. Kody was initially more lenient regarding the circumstance. Nevertheless, while observing Robyn's stringent position, he began to concur with her and declined to engage with his previous spouses. Ultimately, Kody is an adult. Robyn may be issuing numerous requests. Nevertheless, he possesses the authority to decline, particularly as he has previously done with his former spouses. Kody has consistently assumed the position of Robyn's defender. From the inaugural season of the series, he has portrayed himself as his youngest wife's gallant protector, while Robyn has consistently assumed the role of the naive, vulnerable individual requiring his unwavering safeguarding. His commitment to this narrative, even at the expense of his older children and previous partners, demonstrates that Kody has perpetually engaged in this cycle. Meri, Janelle, and Christine may find it challenging to acknowledge that their former spouse was consistently self-serving and manipulative, and is currently attempting to recast the narrative to portray himself as the victim. Kody Brown's unwillingness to accept responsibility is his most significant flaw. During the tell-all, Kody attempted to assert that his past spouses departed due to their envy of Robyn, which was not the actual reason. The reality star asserts that he has consistently faced repercussions from his family for his affection towards Robyn, ultimately leading to his exhaustion with the situation. The most startling revelation was Kody's assertion that he had never experienced love for his first 3 marriages, yet felt compelled to remain with them. The former sister wives have indeed criticized Kody for attempting to portray a skewed narrative of their collective history, rather than accepting responsibility for his involvement in the situation. Kody's fervent effort to protect Robyn from criticism further estranges not only his ex-wives, but even his children, who have articulated feelings of perpetual neglect. Unless the patriarch of the Brown family acknowledges his egregious favoritism towards one wife and confesses his transgressions, he is merely exacerbating his predicament. Nonetheless, Christine Brown from Sister Wives is disclosing the precise moment she informed Kody Brown, "We're done." Christine and Kody entered into a spiritual marriage in 1994 and have 6 children together. Christine was Kody's 3rd spouse, following Meri Brown and Janelle Brown. Nonetheless, their marriage was discontented as Kody favored residing with his youngest spouse, Robyn Brown. He further distressed Christine by declaring that he did not find her appealing. Consequently, Christine severed all connections with Kody. She discovered genuine pleasure upon meeting and marrying David Woolley. In Season 19 of Sister Wives, Christine discussed her unsuccessful marriage to Kody. Now that Christine has definitively moved on, she is candidly addressing the underlying factors that contributed to the surprising dissolution of their relationship. A preview of Sister Wives. One-on-one included Christine reflecting on her 25 years of marriage, stating, "For a long time, it was just fun, and it was just a blast. We experienced numerous enjoyable moments, although Christine sensed a certain void following Kody's marriage to Robyn." She added, "But at that point it was already almost over anyway." As per Christine, what she and Kody had wasn't real true intimacy since he never took care of her emotionally, romantically, physically, or financially. Intimacy between Christine and Kody had been reduced to just an act by the time she decided to walk out of the marriage. While Kody and Christine share 6 kids together, she claims that there was no real emotion left behind in her and her ex-husband's bond. Christine admitted to feeling used, but wondered whether Kody also experienced the same feelings. Their dynamic was such that Kody and Christine saw intimacy as an obligation. She called the situation sad, and to her, the S*** was never fulfilling. It was broken. Christine and Kody could never talk about what was happening between them openly. While they both knew that something was missing, and there was a lack of attraction between them since Robyn's arrival, they seemed to have let their communication issues get the better of them. It came down to Christine and Kody sleeping together just 5 times in a year when Christine finally sat Kody down to ask him if they were ever going to be intimate in their marriage. It took a no from Kody for Christine to decide that she didn't want Kody to live. Sister Wives Christine's admission that she felt used by Kody Brown in their marriage highlights how emotionally disconnected their relationship had become. By her own account, intimacy had turned into an obligation, lacking any real emotional connection. Christine's description of their sex life as broken is especially powerful, revealing how deeply unfulfilled she felt. Her decision to leave was not impulsive. It came after years of silence, emotional neglect, and failed communication. Kody's inability to reassure her or rebuild that bond only reinforced her feelings. Christine's story is a reminder that intimacy without emotional support can feel hollow and damaging. Nonetheless, a close associate of a Sister Wives cast member is presently undergoing treatment for a rare and aggressive illness, as disclosed by their relative in a poignant update. Several Sister Wives cast members have encountered significant health challenges over the years. Christine Brown has recounted her weight loss journey and apprehensions regarding diabetes. Mary Brown has candidly addressed emotional stress and its effects on her well-being. Janelle Brown has been outspoken about her endeavors to enhance her physical health through diet and exercise, particularly following mobility issues. Kody Brown has also faced concerns related to fatigue. The cast members' diverse approaches to health frequently mirror their individual struggles, age, and the pressures of navigating intricate family dynamics. Currently, a close friend of Mary is conveying unfortunate news about her family. Jen Sullivan took to Instagram to share a picture of herself with her husband, Sean, which was taken on their 19th anniversary, just before he began his painful treatment for sarcoma. Jen described it as a rare and aggressive cancer. She revealed that since February 2025, Sean has undergone 5 weeks of radiation and 2 major surgeries, including the removal of a third tumor that had grown unnoticed just outside the radiation area. Sean's cancer diagnosis marked the beginning of a long and painful recovery journey. While treatment and healing have taken a toll, Sean is slowly regaining strength. He's even starting to return to the shop when possible. The family deeply appreciates the community's patience and understanding as they continue operating under adjusted hours during this challenging time. And an effort to shield their children from unnecessary worry, Jen and her family initially chose to keep the diagnosis private. They wanted to give their kids space to finish the school year with as much normalcy as possible. Now that their children are aware and feeling confident about the path forward, the family has decided to share their story publicly. The support from friends, customers, and the Sister Wives fans has been incredibly meaningful during this difficult time. Messages of encouragement and kind gestures will lift their spirits more than words can say. Sean's family remains hopeful and focused on healing, and they're deeply grateful for the patience, love, and unwavering support shown by fans and well-wishers alike. Jen is Mary's close friend and is often seen alongside her on Fridays with friends. Jen has faced her own health challenges recently. She underwent a hysterectomy after discovering a non-cancerous uterine tumor, temporarily putting their weekly routine on hold. Fans expressed concern when Jen went MIA, but she's now focused on recovery with Mary's unwavering support. Mary will undoubtedly support Sean during his cancer battle, remaining by her close friend Jen throughout the ordeal. Renowned for her loyalty, Mary has consistently been present and supportive of Jen and is anticipated to extend the same to Sean, who has undergone radiation and multiple surgeries. Sister Wives fans have consistently admired how Mary's strength and steadfast presence embody her values as she provides love and encouragement during one of Jen and Sean's most challenging periods. Nevertheless, on a foggy afternoon in Flagstaff, Mary finally heard the words she had awaited for years, words delivered not in fury or confrontation, but in calm, solemn truth. Kody positioned himself opposite her on the wooden seat outside the family estate, a site where they had previously envisioned constructing a lasting legacy together. The wind softly rustled through the trees, as if nature itself was attesting to their long-anticipated dialogue. "I believe the moment has arrived, Mary," Kody stated, his tone subdued, even vacant. "I liberate you." Mary blinked, her breath constricted in her chest. The words lingered in the air like a liberated soul. Kody stated, "For an extended period, we have attempted to feign the existence of a connection between us. However, we are both aware that we have been pursuing divergent paths for years." Mary gazed at her hands, resilient hands, marked by sorrow yet also molded by recovery. "What does release signify for you, Kody?" she inquired gently. It signifies that you are no longer required to wait. You are liberated from the weight of a love that no longer benefits either party. You are free to live, to love, and to rediscover joy, even in my absence. A tear slowly descended Mary's cheek, not as an expression of sorrow, but as a manifestation of liberation. It signified tranquility. That evening, Mary gathered the last few belongings from the residence that never genuinely felt like her own. With Leon, her child, she loaded the final box into her vehicle. She paused momentarily, gazing at the doorway, recalling each painful farewell and every hope she had compelled herself to embrace throughout the years. Earlier in the day, Christine stated, "You possess greater strength than you realize, Mary. This is not an ending. It is your commencement." As weeks elapsed, Mary increasingly frequented Utah, dedicating time to her cherished bed and breakfast, Lizzie's Heritage Inn. She invested her spirit in revitalizing its allure, accommodating guests, and recounting tales of women who had experienced loss and resilience. On an autumn evening, as golden leaves swirled in the darkness, Mary stood on the inn's porch, sipping tea, when a guest praised the establishment. "It seems as though this place was constructed with affection," she remarked. Mary grinned. "Indeed it is. And it is finally mine." Kody discussed Mary's release with Robin and Janelle in Flagstaff. "She sought little, merely honesty," Kody said. "And I was unable to provide that for an extended period. Yet she warranted it." Robin was despondent. "Do you believe she will rejoin the family?" Kody shook his head. "She will not return. Frankly, I hope she does not. She is destined for greater things than I can provide." Mary, now embracing her authentic self, commenced the public dissemination of her narrative via speaking engagements, interviews, and her expanding online network. She was no longer identified as Kody Brown's first wife. She was only Mary, a woman rejuvenated. As she once reflected in the tranquility of her spirit, perhaps love does not always entail clinging. At times, it signifies recognizing when to relinquish. Nonetheless, the gentle golden light of the Arizona sunset illuminated the windows of the formerly vibrant Brown family residence. Now tranquil, the rooms resonated with recollections of joy, affection, and disorder. Christine occupied the porch swing, enveloped in a warm shawl, cradling a cup of chamomile tea. The faint sounds of children playing in the vicinity elicited a wistful smile from her. Months had elapsed since the family had genuinely convened, months since their circumstances began to deteriorate. Nevertheless, this evening, Christine experienced an inclination to reflect. Not with animosity, not with remorse, but with a profound yearning for the moments that once rendered their distinctive life whole. Earlier that day, she discovered an antiquated photo album concealed within a storage box in the garage. Dusty and weathered, it contained candid photographs from the family's formative years in Lehigh and Las Vegas. The album featured images of the children's birthday celebrations, family camping excursions, and spontaneous kitchen moments, with all the wives laughing over spilt pancake batter. A photograph captured her attention, a depiction of 5 adults assembled on the front porch of their Utah residence, each cradling 1 or 2 children. Kody occupied the center, beaming radiantly. Christine, Mary, Janelle, and Robin encircled him, their expressions imbued with hope and resolve. These were the initial days, before to the emergence of jealousy, prior to Kody's favoritism being overt, prior to the pressures of plural marriage fundamentally undermining their foundation. Christine recalled that Sunday dinners were hallowed occasions. They alternated in preparing substantial meals, enchiladas, roast chicken, mashed potatoes, and freshly baked rolls, while everyone convened around the elongated wooden table. The children would dispute over the final brownie, and the adults would exchange narratives, occasionally lingering late into the night discussing life, faith, and their collective aspirations. Christine reminisced about a specific night when a heavy snowfall resulted in their being snowed in. Instead of expressing discontent, they transformed the situation into a familial celebration. Blankets were laid out in the living room, and Kody ignited a fire in the hearth. They engaged in board games, prepared esmores, and the children enacted whimsical plays of their own creation. That evening, Christine reflected on her surroundings and thought, "This is what family is." However, circumstances evolved. Gradually, subtly, until the mirth diminished. Christine was not solitary in her contemplation. In her modest apartment across town, Janelle occupied her balcony, perusing a scrapbook crafted by her children for her last Christmas. She, too, was reminiscing. She recalled how she and Christine had depended on one another during Kody's absences in Robin's sphere. She remembered Mary's previous confessions of her own sorrow and isolation. Even Robin, notwithstanding the circumstances, had experienced authentic moments of connection with the oath. Kody navigated the tranquil streets of Flagstaff, his hands firmly clutching the steering wheel. He refrained from playing music, as the silence facilitated his contemplation, reflecting on what had been lost, on his former role as the patriarch of a beautiful, intricate family, and on how power and pride had created divisions among them. Within his glove box lay a little trinket, a hand-painted stone crafted by Truly years prior. It inscribed, "Love makes us stronger." This sentiment had once held validity. On Christine's veranda, the stars commenced their twinkling in the nocturnal sky. She drew her shawl tighter, sensing the mild air. In spite of all, she murmured gently, "We did experience joyful moments. We were once content." In that moment, divided by distance, suffering, and time, each member of the Brown family, in their own locations, halted, remembered, and contemplated the days when love and unity connected them together. Although those days now exist solely as memories, they were authentic. They belonged to them, and no one could usurp them.